The content presented is for entertainment purposes only. Some content may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a pre-recording of the Periodic Review. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I hope you are being better human beings today than you were yesterday. This is my co-host, Mr. Alakai. How are you doing, Mr. Alakai?
Hi, I'm good.
How you doing, my boy?
Hi, I'm good.
You have the dog over there. He looks snug as a bug in a rug.
Jacob took a little, was it a TikTok? Yeah, it was a TikTok.
I did do a TikTok.
Jacob took a TikTok.
Created
a TikTok earlier in which
Recorded.
he was like, "Hey, everybody, periodic review," and I was sitting there just like, just doing my own background thing that I usually do in every single one. And then I just lost it because I saw Boomer in the corner, and then he runs up to me and jumps on my lap, and I'm like, okay,
Perfect timing. He's like, I want to be in this too.
yeah,
I feel
jumped right on my lap, almost. Never mind. Anyways.
He does jump up in places where he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I feel like I have to wear a cup right now.
Yeah.
Well, not right now, but like earlier when he jumped up on me. But
Yeah, dogs don't realize that we have parts too that are sensitive to pressure. Yep.
I was like, "Excuse me, sir, that would be my hot dog."
Excuse me, sir. Hey, so we talked about so the weekend totally trolled. I know that's like old news, but with his face augmentations and stuff, I totally thought this is the problem, is that you can put stuff out there and people will legit like think it's real.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't go, okay, by the way, guys. So I don't know if there was like a post somewhere that I just didn't know, but like people were playing it off like this is real, and like I was just like, oh.
I had a teacher in high school that was like, "Hey guys, there are footprints on the ceiling that say gullible," and everybody would look up, and he was just like, "Ha,
got him, these nuts,
got him."
Oh my god, that'll never be old. How long ago was that?
Got him. No, that was so long ago. I mean, if it's
This is a Vine, wasn't it? Back when Vines were cool. Before the TikTok, there was Vine.
Oh yeah, and then before that, it was the whole like, "Oh, you lost the game." That whole thing. Sorry to everybody listening. If you're listening, you lost the game.
You lost.
Oh, I was thinking. Da 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 bub bub.
That's it. Yeah, that's it right there. Beautiful. Tell me a little bit about tattoos.
Tattoos?
Yeah, what was it like getting your tattoos? I know you have a couple, and they're actually really nice.
I just have the two on my right arm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad did it hurt?
It's interesting because like some parts of my arm are just like, eh. It was like a 3 or 4 maybe for me.
Okay.
And then, or not even a 3 or 4. It was like a 2 or a 3. I have a higher pain tolerance, so.
Oh well, then I'm screwed. Because like I get a tummy ache and I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah, but I feel like tummy ache versus like needle poking your arm. Anyways,
needles don't bother me. Like I used to. I don't know. You can see the venal puncture right here that's been healed. But I've given plasma. Gosh, so many times. It's probably over my lifetime, maybe between like 40 or 50 times.
That's a lot of money.
That doesn't bother me. Well, just different periods of my life, I would go and do it and get a couple of bucks.
So, there's some parts of my arm that were more like, oh, okay, that kind of hurts. So there's a spot on my arm like
where it's like more bone and less like down here. I bet
kind of.
So
getting like around here. Which is like, to those that can't see where I'm pointing, I'm pointing to like almost like on my forearm, like the inside of my forearm,
right?
Like that kind of hurt when it like went across my veins. That hurt. On the higher one, like I have one on my bicep too. So when it got closer to like where my arm bends, like at my elbow inside my arm, like the dot on the treble clef, that hurt.
Yeah.
Because it was so close to like the part of my arm that bends on the inside of my arm. It was just so sensitive. Like it almost didn't heal right because my skin was so sensitive that it just didn't react all that great to it. Inside of my arm, like right here on the inside of my bicep, that hurt for sure. Yeah. But like around here and then like on my arm here, like it was fine.
Huh.
I didn't really. Yeah.
What does it feel like? Like what could you compare it to?
What would I compare it to?
I don't really know. I don't know how you'd compare it to anything, but I'm just curious if there's something that you can relate to that other people could be like, oh, yeah, it feels like that. Okay.
I mean, it definitely feels like a needle going over your skin. You can definitely feel it, like, poking you.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I would like, it doesn't feel amazing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it definitely hurts a little bit, but, I mean, if you really want that ink on your arm, then don't let the pain stop you from doing it. So I mean, yeah.
I've been thinking about both my wife and I are thinking about getting one, not matching ones, but like maybe getting a small one.
I'm really bummed that I didn't look up the years of this year Friday the 13th tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like tattoo parlors will usually discount like pretty hefty on Friday the 13th, and tomorrow's Friday the 13th, so
no time like the
like
prime time. Let's go, buddy.
And I wish I forgot that it was Friday the 13th this week, and I wanted to make an appointment to get one. I just totally forgot. So, but yeah, I have to look up when the next Friday the 13th is so I can go get one. But yeah, my next one, like I do need to start on my left arm, because I want my right arm to be based on music, and I want my left arm to be based on like nature. So I want to get plants and leaves and stuff on my arm. I was gonna get a line starting from like my thumb going up my arm and going around and just getting like leaves,
like a root
off of it. Yeah, pretty much just like getting like leaves coming off of it as it goes up my arm. And then I wanted it to like kind of be, I wanted to like do stuff around it. But
that's interesting.
I have this rule where I don't get tattoos that I find like off of Pinterest or Instagram or like anywhere. If I ever get tattoos, I want to have thought of them on my own.
Okay.
So
that's kind of what I think too, because if it's going to be permanent on my body, I want it to mean something like very like inherent into like my core personality.
Yeah.
So like I know this is kind of like a like endure to the end.
Oh yeah.
I know that's a very common phrase in some religious circles, but it has a really good a good context to it. Live life with love, or life with love.
Carpe diem.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. See, I kind of feel like the whole meaning thing, like that's, yeah, of course, do your own thing. I also think like my whole thing when it comes to something that you think of, putting that on your body, I feel like that just has more to do with like you're comfortable with putting your personality on your skin, and that is giving others an opportunity to interpret for you. Because like for me, like my tattoos, I have music bars, and one of them like has heartbeat pulses in the lines. The other one twists into a DNA strand. So like,
I think they're really cool.
So yeah, those have like a bunch of, like for me, it has a bunch of different meanings. So it's really cool to like, when people ask like, oh, what does it mean? I just kind of like let them look at it, and I'm just like, well, look at this. Well, like, what's your interpretation? Like, what do you think it means? And I like to hear what other people think of like the interpretations of the artwork that you put on your body from your own personality. I think that's cool. So
I think that's really cool.
But yeah, that is just my philosophy when it comes to tattoos. Other people are just like, oh, I just want a snake because it's just niggity snake.
I want a dragon with flames because it's cool.
But yeah, and then there are like
badass.
But then there are the cultural tattoos like
tribal
Hawaiian tattoos, Japanese tattoos getting like like dragons and koi fish on them, and a lot of that like had meaning of like you would have to get that when you went to the Yakuza or like, and then there's like
with China, they actually associate tattooing with the triad and with like gangs and stuff like that. So like in the Chinese culture, they actually don't like if you have tattoos, like even if you're American, they'll politely have you like put like a shirt on or something, like a sleeve or something.
Like you have to cover that up.
You have to cover it up because they don't want people to think that you're part of the triad and stuff. So something's really interesting.
Yeah, I can definitely see where it might be a little questionable and intimidating. Have you seen like that whole thing of like, oh wow, you have tattoos? That's pretty permanent. Wow, you have 3 kids? That's pretty permanent, Karen.
Damn it, Richard and Karen. Get your kids back in your house.
Technically, both can be removed with lasers. But
oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, cheese and whiskers. Oh, man.
Wings and pizza.
Cheeses.
Speaking of cheese,
Speaking of cheese and bad segues.
So
I did make a mistake though. Let me tell you a story. So I made a mistake. Well, I made one mistake. The other mistake was it kind of followed me because of my first mistake. So I have this thing where it's very important to me that people with dogs need to be good dog owners. You know, like they need to not be negligent and need to make sure that if they're going to be outside and you're not going to be there to monitor them, that they're on like a leash or a chain or something like that. If you're walking them up the street, they need to be on a leash, you know, that kind of stuff. And so I got pretty upset one day because I have so many close calls and luckily they're becoming less frequent. I think a lot of that is because I'm just like, hey, I don't want to have these anymore, so just make sure I'm safe every day. So I go up to this house and I deliver it. Like I pull up in the driveway like I usually do, and I go up to the front door and I toss it onto their porch, and when I was coming back, all of a sudden I hear dogs barking. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. And so I try to get to my car, and the thing is that there's a bush like right on like next to my door, and so I had to close my door, walk around it, and then open my door again to kind of put something between me and the dogs.
Gotcha.
And so it was like a lab and some kind of like Scottish. It wasn't like a Scottish terrier. It was like a full blown. I don't even know what to call it, but they were large dogs. They were probably between, I don't know, probably 70 or 80 pounds. They're pretty good sized dogs. And so it freaked me out because I've had a lot of close calls. I've also been attacked by dogs. I've had friends growing up when I was very young get mercilessly attacked by dogs, like so bad that they had like tens of stitches. Like I think it was like 30 something stitches or something. I might be exaggerating. I'll be honest. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it was over 20. But anyways, so I freaked out. I got behind my door and I couldn't get myself in the car because like I was trying to close the door while I was trying to come in. And so I was like, well, F this. And so I opened my door, and over my door, I scream at the dogs. I'm just like, get the F away from me. Oh,
yeah. I think you were telling me the story.
Yeah. And I gave like kind of like a primordial like scream at him. Just like, bah. And so they were like, what the F? And so they actually ran away. And then I got in my car and I shut my door, and I was kind of freaked out. So I like needed a minute. Mm-hmm. And of course, what happened was the person that was home, I think it was like the wife, she had opened the door and the dogs came out like while I was coming back. So it wasn't like, oh, there's somebody at the door. Let's open the door and have the dogs go out. Yeah. So I think it was an accident. I don't think it was like anything malicious or anything like that. But it did freak me out. And I was like, lady, do you realize this is how people get bit by dogs?
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were out here. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. You know, just kind of like, you know, like, okay, cool. And so I kind of calmed down a little bit after she talked to me, and then I left and went on my way. Well, I was still kind of upset about the whole thing.
Fair enough.
And so I was just like, hey, this is like I was very general, but I decided to post on the local Facebook page. Luckily for me, it was taken down within like 3 or 5 minutes, and it was like gone. And I was just like, well, that's kind of stupid. And so I was like, hey guys, make sure your dogs are locked up, make sure they're on a leash. If they're outside and you're not monitoring, put them on a chain. Let's protect people out there that are delivering packages and, and the neighbors and stuff. And it got taken down. I was just like, oh, well, I'll just do something on my phone really quick. And so I did it on my phone. And again, didn't give any details to that situation, but it was due to that situation that I made the video. And again, it was like a PSA. It was like 5 or 6 minute video, like, hey, make sure your dog's on a chain. When you're walking it, keep it on a leash. When it's outside and nobody's monitoring it, chain it up so like it, can't get to anybody. Let's be good dog owners. Let's not be negligent was like the message. And I was emotionally charged, so that kind of came out a little bit. Well, apparently this guy got on his wife's Facebook account, found out who posted the original post and about the situation, and because I'm sure she told him about the situation, and he came onto my personal Facebook and he laid it on thick. And so we were like battling like back and forth, like long paragraphs. And I'm just like, dude, like, I'm not saying you're bad people. I'm just saying like this, like the situation was negligent. And like, he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And he explained, he just opened the door. She didn't know anybody was outside. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry for your wife. And, it was a bad situation. And he's just like, well, how dare you run up on my driveway? And I'm just like, I'm not apologizing for your driveway. And he's just like, how dare you talk to my dogs like that? And I'm like, your dogs don't have feelings. Thank you.
Oh, hold up.
No, I mean, hold like, I said your dog's feelings don't matter, I think is what I said.
Okay.
But anyways, it was pretty emotionally charged. And that was my mistake to post it in a public forum locally. And so I got the backlash from the husband. But I think we left on a good note because I said, hey, man, I'm not saying you're bad people. Like I'm just saying, like, I just want to make sure we're all safe. I've had too many close calls. Like, everybody that I know that delivers packages and delivers stuff in general have been at least attacked once by a dog, like out in the more rural areas. And this is like rural Utah, which is funny. Like, you can get more rural in rural Utah. And so my mistake was just posting it. Like, I should have waited some time and not have been so emotionally charged to the point where I felt like I needed to say something about it. But that dude was an asshole for coming to my personal page and attacking me on my personal wall. Part of that was because I didn't know that you could make that private or to friends only, but it was kind of a douchey thing for him to do that. But anyways, I feel like we left on a good note. I apologized and I said, hey, if you need anything, let me know. Like, if I broke anything in your package, because I threw the package, like the dogs that were coming out, and so I threw it. And I was like, I'll replace it. And then he just stopped, and I never got anything back from him. So I'm like, okay, I feel like we got left on a good note, and I deleted my video.
At least, yeah. Well,
just like, there's no need for us to keep going back and forth. It's like, you said your piece, I said my piece. There's your stance, here's my stance. Apologized for your wife, and let's move on, kind of a deal. So
he came on to you pretty aggressively.
Oh, very aggressively.
Like, granted,
he threatened me. He's like, oh, if anybody, you or anybody else talks to my wife like that, we're gonna have a problem. And I'm just
yeah. Granted, like, it sounds like both parties came at it from like a very emotionally charged, aggressive.
Like, if I saw the guy, if I saw the guy again in real life, I'd shake his hand and say, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry. I was emotionally charged and I was not in my right mind during that time. Nothing but love, brother. I'll be more careful next time, and I hope you and your wife will do the same. So let's move forward with life, and lots of love."
I was just gonna joke, like, yeah, if he came on to you that aggressive, it explains why his dogs are so aggressive. So I mean,
yeah, and it's possible that they were just friendly, and that I interpreted their barks as being aggressive. It's possible. I mean, all I saw was fur, and I was just like, nope. So
say no to the fur, I guess.
Yeah, but I do love dogs. I mean, I have two.
Obviously,
we're fur babies.
Yeah,
hey, come on, fur baby. Let's go.
I got one like just.
Come on.
Yeah, Starbuck is like struggling to get up on the couch. Oh, good job.
Good boy. So those of you who are not watching this on the video, we have both of my little fur babies up here.
Podcast with Puppies.
Welcome to Podcast with Puppies, starring Jacob and Alakai. Right now we have a miniature picture over there on Alakai's lap, and over here we have a Chihuahua Terrier over here next to Jacob.
If I'm going to be talking in that voice, I'm going to have to start like taking some grass because like I just had a little bit of coffee, so I mean I'm good for the night. Like
no, it's all
I
good.
I feel too jittery.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. Nothing but love, man. Like that's really what we need more in this world. Is just we need more love. You know,
The world would be a better place with more love,
wouldn't it? I agree.
Granted, I feel like I'm in a place where I've got plenty of love and support. I've got a great support system with what I got right now.
Yeah.
But
it's
it also
nice
sucks
like some of your fam close by too, which
yeah.
is nice.
But like then again, it also sucks for those that like don't have that.
Yeah.
Like
and with all the floods that happened, I was so concerned about the students that are like from not only out of state but like out of the United States, like out of why can't I think today?
Yeah.
Out of the country, because they don't have a support system here, and so they had to rely, I'm sure, on Red Cross or
a lot of them
Creek or any of these other organizations that were helping out with like housing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean a lot of like the support systems that they probably have has to do with like the international program at SUU.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's a good point.
The school does support that, so
that's good.
Like hopefully, like those that are students in town, like if you're not getting the support that you need, reach out, tell somebody.
Reach out and touch someone.
If you need support, like it's not just going to come to you. You need to go and find it. Like you need to ask for it.
Yeah.
So, because we don't all know where you're at exactly.
Yeah.
But if you let us know, there will be someone. Someone will be there.
The more you know. Boom, doom, boom, doom.
God.
Good times. Oh, you wanted to tell us a little bit about a series that you started on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I watched it a little while ago, like a little bit after it came out. Those that have seen Invincible on Amazon Prime. So it's an animated series.
Okay.
And it is
it anime or is it like?
I wouldn't call it anime. No,
so it's not.
It's not anime.
It's just an animated series, so it's in the States. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's not like manga.
No, it is based off of a comic book. Robert Kirkman, if you know who that is. So he's the same guy that wrote the Walking Dead comic books.
Ooh.
So yeah. But yeah, it's actually a superhero TV show.
Oh, okay.
But like it's one of those coming of age kind of stories, and yeah, like we've seen that shit before, the whole thing. But this show does it in such a clever way that it's like this is unique. It makes sense and it works, and I am into it. So yeah, it's a good show. But I'm excited. So it's about this teenager. He's a senior in high school, and he's starting to get to the age. Like his dad is a superhero.
Okay.
Like the equivalent to Superman, basically. You look like you're thinking.
Okay, because I for some reason I switched to a similar show.
I got all the puppies
called Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of similar. I mean, the premise is kind of similar.
The Superman figure keeps coming up, but yeah, it's about this senior in high school. His dad is like the equivalent to Superman.
Okay.
And this teenager is getting to the age or like the point in his life where he should be getting his powers at this point.
Okay.
And he does. And so the entire series is basically just his story of like learning how to deal with these superpowers, like how to be a superhero, basically.
Okay.
How to work with like superhero teams and like the government, and like basically navigate that, as well as being like just a normal teenager.
Wow.
So same type of.
As if being a teenager isn't hard enough.
Yeah.
By the way, you have superpowers and you have to be the next Superman. So let's go,
it's like,
son.
Yeah. So it's like, but yeah. Granted, like it's a story that we've seen before. Like it's literally, literally like the same thing as like it's like Spider-Man almost.
Okay.
Like it's like that whole kind of story. But it's done so clever that it's great. It's awesome. There's a lot of
I'm gonna put that on my list. I have a list.
Yeah.
I've been
and it's
collecting.
It's really cool because like you know how most animated shows, like the episodes are like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This one is treated as if it's like a regular show, and all the episodes are still like 45 to 50 minutes. So,
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it on my list to watch.
Yeah, great show. Love that show. But yeah, just a kid that has to learn how to be the next Superman. And there's like, I don't want to spoil any of it for you because there's a lot to it where that's just so mind blowing, and like I wouldn't spoil that show for you. So
okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I appreciate that.
But yeah, if you get a chance to watch it.
Okay. On top of
it's only okay. So
Mandalorian, the Clone Wars.
I say watch Invincible first if you can, because it's only 8 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So,
I want to finish Mandalorian first. I'll probably watch another episode tonight. I'm playing some Diablo and yeah.
Yeah, great show. Yeah. I like it. So.
Trying to think, is there dogs are like, we need attention. Please give attention.
I just want attention. You don't want my heart. It's a good song. But yeah, really good show. I love it.
I like it. I'm trying to think of what other stuff I've been watching other than The Mandalorian. We've been kind of like floating back between like different like early mid 2000s like sitcoms.
Oh yeah.
That we never saw. Like I think Rianne finished My Girlfriends, but we started, I think I talked about this already, but it's My Wife and Kids with the father of the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Freaking hilarious.
Did we talk about How You Met Your Mother?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. We've talked about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't prepare very well. I didn't prepare very well for this one. I'm sorry.
I didn't either. But then again, like I feel like we didn't really need to. So.
And honestly, we mostly don't. We just kind of go, hey, we could talk about some of these things, and we just kind of riff off of that.
Yeah, I mean.
Well,
this is not a structured podcast, and like that's what I like about it is it's not really meant to be. Yeah, we have topics that we want. We have topics that we want to bring up, and like we'll be like, oh yeah, we should probably talk about this. But like this is not scripted. This is not like.
No, we don't have like outlines or like the only thing I'm doing on my laptop is really controlling my main computer, which is about 8 feet in front of us.
Yeah, it's just for the convenience to be able to control the whole audio on the podcast. But anyways,
I hate getting up and down. It's stupid.
But yeah, yeah, I appreciate that this podcast isn't really structured. We don't have a script to go off of. Like we have topics that we bring up, but I mean, like this is just literally just a couple of dudes talking.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I'm going to cover that while you climb on me.
Yeah, that's good times. So, I know we're kind of bouncing off from the first one that we did before this one, but what are your thoughts on body augmentation?
What do you mean?
Like plastic surgery, like Botox, like implants,
that whole thing.
Like where are you at with for some reason it's like on my mind, and a lot of that is because like I've been thinking a lot about about trans people and the trans issues that are going on in the world today. And I know that's like the most extreme part of like body augmentation, but like what do you I mean, obviously you have tattoos, and I like tattoos. I think they're cool as long as they're like something that's meaningful for you. I think they're cool. I think they're fine.
Okay.
Because traditionally I feel like it's in a lot of cultures, and so I feel like it's a part of like, for some people it's a part of like their identity as far as like religious beliefs are concerned as well. So I don't have a problem with tattoos, but
yeah. So I think like I talked with you and Rianne about like my thoughts on the whole transgender thing and that whole aspect. I don't really feel like getting into it on here just because, you know, I don't want to disturb controversy. If you would like to know my opinion on it, then go ahead and feel free to like DM me, and you and I can have a conversation about it. But I think as far as like the whole like plastic surgery and like that whole thing, I don't know. I haven't really thought too much about it, if I'm being totally honest with you. I really haven't. I guess my whole thought is like, just be comfortable in your own skin. Just be happy with what you got. There's not a whole lot about you, and there may not be a whole lot that you can control, but there's a lot that you can do to be in control of it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know how else to word it.
Yeah.
I really haven't thought about it too much.
Yeah. Well, and part of this is because I have a close childhood friend that I grew up around that's in the process of transitioning, and so we don't have to like go in the whole trans stuff, but we can. I mean, if you want to, we can talk more about body augmentation in general. Tattoos, I don't really have a problem with, as long as they're tasteful. As long as, you know, I mean, obviously, if you have like full sleeves and like tattoos all over your face and stuff, you're obviously not going to be a bank teller, or like you're not going to be.
Now with that attitude,
that attitude, just do it, Nike. So, like, you're not going to see somebody with, you know, lots of tattoos and body augmentations like being your bank teller or like being your server, like at, you know, somewhere. But you could see somebody with extreme portions of that, like in like a tattoo parlor or like a comic book store, you know, or like Hot Topic would probably be. I mean,
yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I just lost my mouse. But yeah, like for me, it, as long as it like you do you, like it's you and your body, you do what you feel you need to do. In my opinion, if it was me doing it, I would do something tasteful, something that is meaningful to me, and I probably wouldn't put it in a place where it could be visible, but that's just me, you know.
I have some thoughts on that, on like the whole tattoo thing though.
But also, I don't want to have a tattoo, and my parents asked me about it, so I'd probably want it somewhere it's going to be covered.
Right, that's fair.
Because I love my parents, and
understandable.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
I don't know, my whole thoughts on like the tattoo thing. Like I said, I would never get something off of like Instagram or Reddit. Like, sure, I'll take ideas. Yeah. But I would prefer to have something that comes from my own mind and like my own personality.
Yeah.
And
it says something about you.
Yeah, and to let other people interpret it.
And I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Yeah,
but
like it. It's beautiful.
My whole thing is like, as far as placement goes, in my opinion, if you're going to get tattoos, you are going to get it to show that shit off. Mm-hmm. At least I'm going to get it to show it off.
Okay. That's fair.
So for me, it makes sense for me to put them on my arms. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I might get some on my chest. I would probably get some on my legs too. Actually, probably not my legs. My legs are really hairy.
Shave that shit. Just
yeah, I don't want to shave my legs.
That was my impression of a razor.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do my legs because my legs are too hairy. But like, definitely my arms, maybe my chest, maybe my back. I actually have thought about getting tattoos on my neck.
Okay.
Like either the side of my neck or the front of my neck.
All right. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Since you said you're willing to put a tattoo on your neck. I love you. You're like a brother to me.
I'm about to get some criticism here.
Please do not get a tattoo on your neck.
My oppositional defiance is coming out, and just because you told me not to, I want to do it.
Big one, big fat one, just an eagle, just spread wings.
So here's what I will say.
Like
I do
America
think
on it.
My neck. I say maybe my neck because it probably would be the last place I would put it, just because I don't have any ideas for my neck. Also, I have heard from those that have gotten like the front of their neck tattooed, is like that is the most uncomfortable place to get like, yeah, the ribs hurt and everything, but like the thing is with your neck is like you can't talk, you can't move, it's very hard to breathe while you're getting it done. Yeah, like some may think that it's worth it and everything. I have a beard, so like I probably wouldn't want to. I wouldn't like you wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
Well, let me be honest with you. I mean, I understand that there's like laws and stuff against like discrimination and stuff like that. However, if you're an employer of like a privately owned business, there's a lot of leeway and you can discriminate a lot. So I'm saying like if you put a big fat tattoo on your neck, I'm telling you, you're not going to there's going to be some jobs you're not going to be able to get, just being honest.
Okay, yeah. While like those can just like you can discriminate, yes. Legally, like people can't do shit. So I mean, yeah. But I do see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying.
So I do see what you're saying. I do see what I'm saying.
The money that you're making in your pocket. That's what I'm
right.
concerned about your well-being.
Like I said, for me personally, like my neck would probably be like, if let's say like I'm covered and I don't have any other place to put a tattoo, but I really want another tattoo, my neck.
Okay.
But I mean, I think by the time I get there, I probably will run out of ideas. But I mean,
okay. Well, but just take my words of wisdom.
As far as like, but the thing is, like, I do like the arms though, because like I can still cover this up. I can go into an interview with a long sleeve button up shirt and people can't see them.
Yep. And if you are in a place where they're just like they have a policy with it, you can wear something pretty reasonably and cover stuff up.
I will say this,
guys. We're almost done. I need you guys to stop.
I will say this: I would not get a tattoo on like my hands or my neck unless I had a job that I knew I would be sticking with,
and they were totally cool with it,
and they would be accepting of it.
Yeah.
So having a dogfight over here.
We're having a playtime on me apparently. So that's happening. So for me, I would probably do one maybe on the shoulder.
Yo, shut up.
On the bicep, or maybe on my back shoulder blade or something like that. Maybe on my chest. But yeah, for me, doing anything like too showy. Like unless I'm like
you wouldn't get like damaged on your forehead.
I don't know. Just get thug life like under my right eye. With a couple of teardrops on the left side.
I do know somebody that got like a tattoo on their nose, like on the side of their nose.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
like a little line, like pretending it was a piercing, or
it kind of. It was kind of like it was a line going down, and then there was like a little swirl on the very bottom. I'll have to find a picture of them and show it to you. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, go on.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm saying like whatever you want to do you. And I feel that way on a lot of things.
I will.
But just realize that hopefully you're in your forever career and they're totally cool with it, because if not, you're really going to hinder yourself out there in the workplace, which sucks. I mean some of the most wonderful people I've met that covered with tattoos, piercings, chugging whiskey like it's a beer. I've met a lot of really cool people, like, being in a rock band and being in that, I was kind of the oddball out because like I didn't have any piercings, like I didn't have any tattoos, like I was really the oddball out. But honestly, I've met some of the sweetest people that were super like looked like biker gang people.
I will. Yeah.
His name's Gus, but he's a teddy bear.
Yeah, I will cover up my arms before I put anything else anywhere else.
Yeah.
My arms and my chest and my back before like my hands or my neck. So
I feel like Well, I'm working really hard. I'm gonna be doing a lot more walking and jogging because I really do need to work on my health. I'm actually pretty scared about my health right now. And if I want to live as long as my grandmother has lived and is still alive today at her 93rd, 94th birthday, something like that, I really need to start taking care of my body.
Yeah, but you're still you and Rian are still making gym trips.
Yeah, but not enough. And I need a sweat. And going to the gym for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just not lifting hard enough, bro. But I for some reason do not break a sweat. Like I get really winded, and like I'm throwing weight around and I'm jogging, but I don't break a sweat because they keep that place like so nice and cool. But man, I did a walk around the block, and what's really nice about the block is it's like a little bit downhill, and then like halfway through it, it's all uphill. And I think I'm going to die because I'm just like sweating bullets like after a walk.
Okay, but to be fair, you and Rian both work like 10, 12-hour days. And
well, this is true. We do work a lot.
It is very, very difficult to fit in time for the gym or feel motivated to fit time in for the gym after you've worked a 10 to 12-hour day.
Yeah.
Like that is really difficult.
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
So I feel like I get plenty of exercise working with the kids that I work with. So
you get outside and run around a little bit.
Oh yeah. Dude, okay. Let's finish this conversation, then I have a story, like a work story.
Outside of the podcast? Yeah. Okay.
Well,
secrets.
It can be on the podcast, but like yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm working on, getting more healthy, going out and getting some real exercise in, like getting my heart rate up, actually sweating. And I also did a couple of there's this cleanse where you do like a quarter of a lemon, and like you squish it out so you get all the lemon juice, and you actually put the rind inside your flask, your drink.
Gotcha.
Water. And so I chug that, and then I leave the rind in there, and I keep adding water and chugging it. And so I did that for like 3 days this last week and a half or so. I did it 3 different days, and it sucked. Like I do not like it because as soon as I get that first 24 ounces in, I'm doing good. As soon as I get that next 24 ounces in, instant headache, and I feel like I'm hungover. Like instantly. So, I mean, I asked my wife, I'm like, am I really supposed to feel like this shitty when I'm doing this? And she's like, yes, that means it's working. I'm like, well, this sucks. I don't like how it makes me feel. But I've noticed that I haven't done it in a couple of days, and I've noticed that I do feel a bit better. Like overall, like I feel like a little bit better.
I feel like the way that Boomer's laying on me right now is going to look really funny on the... Sorry, go on.
It's okay. No worries. So, I mean, I'm really working hard on doing stuff that's a bit better for my body. I'm not focusing so hard on like I do need to eat more vegetables, but right now I'm just like working on my portion control. Because I know that that's helped out in the past. Like I've been able to like drop like 30 pounds in like a month or two, like pretty easily. Mm-hmm. If I walked a mile every day, kind of walk and jogged a little bit, and then just basically eat less than what I normally would eat. And I've noticed that that's helped. And then like, I'm not worried about like, not like I still have like cheat days here and there, but like I need to like my majority of my meals do need to be more healthy, and I need to eat a bit less. And
Gotcha.
So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get my body to the point where I feel more comfortable in my skin. And I know I'll get there.
My brother-in-law
each day.
My brother-in-law went on the keto diet for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was pretty thick, and then like went on the keto diet for a couple of months, slimmed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like like he's fairly skinny now.
Yeah.
So might be worth looking into if that's something that you're wanting to do.
Yeah. I think I want to like maybe talk to a nutritionist, because I know that depending on the person, depending on like, you know, your mass and your fat to whatever, like your cholesterol, like all this stuff is like really important to kind of figure out like what's best for your body, because
everybody's body works a little bit different. So.
Yeah, and so like I've done like keto before, and it was just kind of like okay. And I've kind of like tired. I kind of done paleo, dude. You like the keto flu is a real deal.
Yeah.
Like you're like when you first get on it, like your first like 3 to 5 days, you feel like absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, you feel great. But that's the thing, is I need to figure out what's going to work best for me, and I just need to stick with it, because I get into it and I'm just like doing really good for like a week or two, and then I just kind of run off the trail.
Yeah, I got you.
So I just need to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll figure it out.
I got nothing.
I agree. I think that's a good place to stop it.
Cool.
Thank you all so much for watching another episode of the Periodic Review. If you haven't already, hopefully we've earned your subscription. So don't forget to follow, subscribe, give us a like, leave us a comment, and hit that bell so you know when we go live. We usually go live on Thursday nights between 7 and 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So hopefully we are better humans today than we were yesterday, and we will all see you in the next one.